and we welcome you back to the Thundercast. We have a special guest from Lafayette, Harrison, Mark Rinehart. How are you doing on this fine evening?
Hey, good to be on with you, Nick. Thanks for
Yeah,
having me.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's dive right into it. So the first question I have for you is how is the season going to be different next year? With both Terre Hautes, like in the Sagamore.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. We played them both last year. We played Terre Haute North last year in a non-conference game, so we kind of got the experience of playing. We played Terre Haute North at home, and we went down to Terre Haute South. So this year it'll be the opposite. So I feel like maybe we're kind of used to it. And that when we were in the North Central Conference, we had a lot of long trips. So
Yeah.
I think we're kind of used to that part of it. But obviously, Terre Haute North's really talented. They're going to be really good again. And I know Terre Haute South has a new coach and kind of restarting their program, but they had some good younger players, and we had to work to win down there last year. So I'm sure it'll be a challenge, and we're looking forward to kind of expanding the league and hopefully having it be something that's competitive for us.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so for the instant so for a so for the holiday tournament, so I did mention this like to Drew Young, like one of the old assistants there.
Yep.
Because I don't know if you know, but I'm really good friends with him, his brother, his sister, and his like pretty much whole family. But I'm
You got to be careful who you hang out with, Nick.
yeah. Yeah. But but I mentioned this to him. But what is the plan for the holiday tournament? Because I know because the Lawrenceburg thing says Harrison, like that you guys are going, but I also saw that you guys are going to like Laporte.
Yeah, we're going up north to Laporte. We went to Lawrenceburg last year, so there was a misprint on, I think, their new schedule.
Yeah.
It was a great tournament last year. We were there with Plainfield last year. But we're going to go up north this year and hopefully face some new teams that we don't typically play and a good experience, to do something different during the holidays and get out of our area a little bit and keep
Mhm.
trying to kind of expand our reach in our region and test ourselves the best that we can.
Yeah. 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 So that's like baseball for me, because what I'm doing now with baseball, uh, I'm not at Plainfield right now, like for baseball, like I'm at Mooresville. So so this upcoming season, uh, like we actually have a pretty much, I think a 3 hour bus, like I think a 3 hour bus ride, like up to Lake Central, like for the region invite,
Yeah.
and Lafayette Harrison's gonna be in it. So hopefully for the first time since my freshman year of high school, many moons ago, I will be uh man volunteering against Harrison. Um, then the next question I have for you, like it goes back to the Sagamore. How was it? How was it getting used to being in the Sagamore Conference after being in the North Central Conference and being alone, like being independent?
Yeah, I think anything's better than being independent. It's really hard. We kind of found out that it's a real challenge to get Friday night games when you're independent because everybody else is playing their conference games. And we feel like we have one of the best home Friday night atmospheres in the state. We have 200 kids in our pep band, and our gym's not the biggest gym, but it's full on Friday nights. So that's something that we've kind of had to revamp the schedule and being in a kind of conference where you're going to consistently have a conference game on Friday nights, I think will really help and bring some consistency back to our schedule. So we're looking forward to that part of it for sure.
Yeah, yeah. If you hang on, I am pulling up like the Harrison schedule this year, like for uh, like I'm pulling it up for basketball because I do want to get some talk. Actually, I don't think I do not think if oh Okay. Yeah, so yeah, there's only a few games like on the like on John Harrell, but but how will it be uh but how is the but how is the uh how's the atmosphere against Lafayette Jeff in basketball?
It's pretty intense. For our area, that's one of the best things about being in the Lafayette area. The five area high schools, those rivalries, because we're not in a city like Indianapolis where there's a larger concentration of schools. So the five Lafayette area high schools, like all the kids know each other. Every team you play, it really doesn't matter. Kind of the cliche type term, you can throw the records out the window, and in those types of games, it's definitely the case. But then when you between us and Jeff, maybe it even gets ratcheted up another notch just because we play in the local tournament, the IU Hoops Classic every year. Our league game, or our it's not a league game anymore, it used to be, but our regular season game with them is a week later. So there's some years we might play them in the championship game in the IU Hoops Classic, and then 1 week later we're going back at it again. Sometimes we joke that it's like an NBA schedule where you play a home and home, and things get intense. Like our
Hmm.
programs know each other extremely well. The kids know each other, so it's really, really competitive. It's fun, but they're hard games, really
Yeah.
hard games, usually extremely physical and low scoring. And but it's good preparation to be in hard situations. I think over time it's helped us kind of prepare for the difficulty of, we've tried to up our schedule to be one of the top 20 conference or top 20 strength of schedule programs in the state each year. And um, I think that's helped us, recently playing hard games in the sectional.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So uh what are the what are the top games so what are the top games like you've coached?
Well, we beat Jeff in the sectional when Brooks Barnheiser was a junior. They were top five in the state. So they were really, really talented, had good players all over the place. Obviously, Brooks is in the NBA. We beat them at Jeff in the sectional. That's one of the best games I've ever been a part of at any level, whether it's, high school, college, anything. So that one definitely sticks out in my mind as one of the great games. We've had some unbelievable rivalry games through the years with West Lafayette, just crazy
Hmm.
games that come down to the wire with huge crowds. But that Jeff sectional game certainly is one that stands out. We played a crazy game in the sectional against Kokomo. Would have been Flory Badunga's junior year, where we hit a half court shot at the buzzer to get the sectional game into overtime. We ended up losing in overtime, but that was, you got five,
Hmm.
10 Division I head coaches there watching Flory, and we hit a half court shot to get it to overtime. And we've had a few great ones, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely. So uh, uh, okay, so the for the football not football, this is not football. But for the basketball sectional, so for the basketball sectional, uh, so are there any other games like to watch for this year, like in the sectional? Uh,
Well, all of our sectional opponents are big rivals because we're in a four-team sectional.
mhm,
So, we play Jeff, Kokomo, and McCutcheon during the regular season. So those are big, intense rivalry games, and we're close enough proximity-wise where everybody knows each other, and the programs are very well versed in what each other are going to do. Aside from that, on our schedule this year, uh, we host Westfield again, who I think's going to be probably top five, top 10 at least in the
mhm,
state. Um, we play probably, I think, a team that's got a chance to make it to state in 1A. Rossville has a really, really good team coming back from last year. They lost in the semi-state last year, the regional.
Okay.
And they have a really good team, so we're going to play them in kind of a uh, I think what will kind of be a feature game in the Lafayette area with hopefully two really good teams. And so we just keep trying to add to our schedule and challenge ourselves
Hmm.
in as many different contests as we can. We go up north to the region a couple times. Maryville's got a really, really talented group coming back. They have a freshman who's going to be a high major player. And then we play Lake Central every year too. So we make that trip that you were talking about.
Yeah. So then, so now, so now for the gym. So, so in the sense of football, as a 6A biggest, like as a school that is 6A big, it, uh, like for a small gym, uh, uh um, uh, how are the crowds, most nights?
We get really good support. We get really good support. Our gym's loud. It gets hot. Um, it was always kind of funny when we were in the NCC because you play in those big palaces in the NCC, and I would always kind of argue back. But on a Friday night, our gym's the loudest. We have the best atmosphere. You might have 6,000 seats, but 3,500 of them are empty. So it's a really fun place to play. We get great support from our students. Both our student section, our band are awesome. You know, we've tried to do some fun things. We have a blackout game every year where we try to sell it out, and everybody has a black shirt on. We wear black uniforms. So like our school, our administration, our community really gets behind it, and we feel like we've built a really good home court advantage. But you got to go out there. It doesn't matter what the atmosphere is. You got to find a way to get it done between the lines. So that's what we're gonna be working towards. That's for sure.
Yeah. So then, so then, uh, so how, uh, so then when, okay, this next question is the question I ask everybody. So I ask everybody this question, every coach, every manager, every player. What are the top gyms you've coached in?
That's a great question. Because obviously, you know, this is awesome having the opportunity to coach, you know, with the tradition of Indiana high school basketball. I always have the same answer. Finding a way to win in Memorial Gym in Kokomo when you're playing Kokomo is about as good as it gets. You know, our first sectional championship was there, uh, where we beat Kokomo in a really good game 2 years ago, and that one's tough to beat. But there's a lot of really cool places. I love we played Warsaw several years. They've got a great facility, awesome gym. But I also like, you know, playing in some of the smaller ones where it's really, really crowded and hard to play. We used to open our season at Rossville every year, and the whole town's there. And it's a difficult place to function. So I think there's a lot of different atmospheres and a lot of different traditions. But Memorial Gym in Kokomo is pretty special.
I I do have to agree with you, because back in my junior and senior year of high school, so I was the manager for Plainfield basketball. So I worked under Coach Andy Weaver. Um, I actually got to go up to Kokomo for the Christmas tournaments,
Sure,
and and I do have to say Kokomo is top three of my list. I think for a smaller school, Mooresville has the big gym feel for a small school. So Mooresville is
sure,
4A, but Mooresville's gym is really nice. So I have them like at number one. Then it's Kokomo. Then, of course, the third gym I've been in as a fan. So I've never been in there as a manager, but I've been in there for as a fan. But Brownsburg's gym like is really nice,
it
and
is. It is.
and and apparently Brownsburg's gym is getting a big old renovation again. So pretty much. pretty much everything got torn out. Everything but the jumbotron got torn out. And and the one thing I'm confused about there, so their gym court that they have there, like their gym court like they have there, uh, that I've seen like on film and stuff. I'm pretty sure that they've had that. I'm pretty sure they had that for like 4 to 5 years. And then after then they're now getting a new court. So I don't know what they're doing with that, but yeah. Yeah. Um 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 uh I don't have the schedule pulled up right now, but what are the other games but what are the other games to watch for this year, like for Harrison basketball?
Well, for us personally, we've won our local tournament, the IU Hoops Classic. We've won that 4 years in a row, so that's something we take a lot of pride in to start the season. There's our local team, so our rivalries with West Lafayette, McCutcheon, and Jeff, you have to be ready to go right off the start, and everybody's trying to figure out who they are as a team, but then it's fun to go play important, meaningful games right at the beginning while you're trying to figure that out. So right off the start, those are always going to be high intensity, hard fought games. I don't know that it means a lot in terms of where your season's going to go because it's so early in the year. But it's been fun to try to maintain that championship level while we're figuring it out. And I think this year Maryville is going to be really, really good, really improved on what they have been. Um, they're very talented. So um, we play them at Maryville this year in January, and that's going to be a
Mm-hmm.
challenge. Kokomo is going to be really good. They have some young kids in their freshman and sophomore classes that are, I know, really talented. So we're certainly going to have our hands full. And then I think Westfield brings a lot back. Their big kid's going to be a problem. He's like 6'9", 260. I mean, he's a
Yeah.
big human being who's become a really good player, and obviously Braden Smith's little brother, and another
Mm-hmm.
a young guard who's really good. So, um, uh, we're gonna have a test every night, but I like our guys, and I think we'll be ready to make the most of it, and hopefully have a chance to get a third sectional in a row coming down the stretch of the season.
Yeah. Yeah. So before we get off here, so what is a so what so I don't know if you guys have this out yet, but what is the right now like the blackout game scheduled to be?
We haven't released it yet. We've been kind of going back and forth. It'll be in somebody in late January on a Friday night. We have a couple options we've been looking at, so that's definitely something that's pretty cool. We've been fortunate enough to try to build on it each year and get a lot of sponsorship, and it's just a fun thing that the students can get behind. We completely black out the whole gym and have a lot of fun with it, and just try to make it a unique experience for not just our players and our program, but everybody who's going to come to the game, and try to do some unique, fun stuff. And again, just try to make our gym one of the most unique home court advantages we possibly can.
Yeah. The last thing I'll say before the outro, I do have to say that if I can, I'm gonna try to make up to the blackout game
All right.
because that seems really interesting, and I do want to go see some Harrison basketball. Thank you
All
for
right,
joining,
Nick.
Mark,
You let
and
us know. We'll have a ticket for you.
yeah, definitely. I just want to thank you for joining, and good luck this season.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.